And today we have the NFC and AFC South rookie premieres, but of course there is good news and there is bad news. The good news is this is probably the best drop and definitely does get me a little bit more excited for Madden 24 RPs because, you know, they gave us CJ Stroud, they gave us Will Levis, they gave us Bijan Robinson, even the Mingo card I think has decent potential for next year's game. But of course the bad news is we really didn't hear anything else. All we heard was just, you know, team captains news, nothing about, you know, the rookie champion going in for this year and next year, and also nothing about what these cards will translate into on Madden 24. We still have literally no idea. However, we can kind of imply that the ultimate rookie is going to be Bryce Young because Bryce Young didn't get an RP, but, you know, Stroud and Levis did. So it's looking like I would say right now the candidates are Bryce Young. I like JSN could be a guy, and also Devin Witherspoon could also be an option. But also keep in mind, I'm not sure if they're still going to give us the rookie champion by putting all the rookie cards into a set. That could be one of those guys too, so you don't really know. But yeah, let's just get started. Let's talk about some of these cards that came out today. Okay, so let's get started with my favorite card from today's drop, and that is Bijan Robinson. I think he's going to end up being the best running back out of all the RP running backs. And by the way, next week it's going to be a tier list video, not a video like this. It'll be like a full tier list of all the RPs. So yeah, look forward to that. But Bijan Robinson, 99 speed, 99 acceleration, can kind of do both. And I expect him to kind of be like the Breece Hall to start next year. He'll be a top tier running back. I can almost guarantee that just based off weight and probably what his speed will be alone. And as far as he goes in Madden 23, he obviously does get very good free abilities with evasive and bruiser, and also playmaker as well for free. So no matter how you want to use this card, you're able to use him that way. But just a really nice card. You know, I think he'll translate very well into both games. And if you want to see what, you know, Breece Hall was in Madden 20, I'll show you right here. If you want to see what Breece Hall was in Madden 22 going into Madden 23, he actually wasn't even as good as this Bijan Robinson card is. He wasn't as good. And then we compare him here to the Madden 20. Yeah, you see how he translated, and he was one of the best running backs to start the year. Very similar. Breece is 1 inch shorter and about, I think it's 4 pounds lighter. So we'll see. I think Bijan will translate and kind of be what Breece Hall was early game in Madden 23 this year. So next up we have Brenton Strange. I'm not going to spend too much time on this guy, but you know, I think he'll be a pretty below average tight end to start the year. It really does depend on what they make his blocking stats because he's a blocking archetype tight end. So I mean, there could be some viability in having a tight end that's good at blocking early game. There could be. He might be kind of like he could be like a fullback kind of option. You know what I mean? Like you start him at fullback to start the year. Obviously, I don't think if they keep him as like a pure blocking tight end, I don't think he's going to end up being that great, like route running wise, and you know, getting like good abilities and things like that to start the year. But abilities really don't matter to start the year anyway. I mean, the guys that get him are obviously pretty elite, but outside of that, you know, usually I don't think really any RPs got any crazy abilities last year. But Brenton Strange, the only way this card could be viable, I mean, if you're doing all of the sets, sure, you know, you're obviously going to get this guy, but he's not a guy you want to go out of your way to do if you're only going to be doing 4 or 5 of the sets. But the only way he could be kind of nice is if his blocking stats are good to start the year and you can kind of play him at fullback. And next man up is the Buccaneers RP with one of the best names that we're going to have in next year's game and even this year's game, to be honest, and that is Yaya Diaby. 98 speed, 99 acceleration, great athleticism, good size, 6'3", almost 270. However, you know, the power move and finesse move do concern me a little bit, how they're already so low in this game. So if they do transfer, it could be a lot like Trayvon Walker, where he's super athletic but has low power move and finesse move. And I think early game you would much rather have the high power move or high finesse move to kind of start the year. I mean, this card was basically useless. And also, something else to note is that they keep making all these cards run stopper archetypes, which is also pretty interesting. No power rusher, speed rusher, outside linebackers, edge rushers yet. But yeah, here are the abilities. Really no edge rushing abilities, which is interesting. So Diaby, I don't think has much viability in this game, but I guess maybe to start next year, if they give him if they keep the athleticism pretty solid, he could be kind of like a poor man's Micah Parsons, I guess. You know, they probably won't give him the best power move or finesse move next year, but we're going to have to see. I think there are definitely better edge rushers to pick from this promo, and obviously next week you're going to be able to compare that on the tier list, you know, once I rank all these guys. And next man up is our first quarterback for the RP promo, and that is Will Levis. Will Levis with 98 speed here with the +2 strat card, and yeah, this card looks nutty, man. I can't lie. Besides the release, he's a top tier quarterback in the game, you know, as far as stats go, and, you know, getting the God stack for 2 AP, all that good stuff. He's able to get it. You know, you could definitely use this card to be fine. He does get Gunslinger, so he'll be okay. But next year, there's a chance that his release is completely different. You know, he has Gen 2 now, but we don't know what his release can be. And I would say quarterbacks are probably the biggest question mark, honestly, you know, as far as RPs translating. Look at, you know, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder. Both cards, I mean, these cards were never really used, not even last year. And then they translated into this. But, however, when it comes to picking a quarterback, your quarterback has to be, like, better than this card was. And that's going to be very difficult. If you think back to really all the, like, I would say probably the last 2 years. Josh Allen was a top tier quarterback to start the game last year and the year before on his 83 overall, because his release is good, has a good mix of speed, and usually does get some pretty good abilities as well with his archetype. So it's going to be tough for these cards to beat Josh Allen, and who knows, hopefully, if, you know, the ultimate rookie is Bryce Young, he's able to beat Josh Allen. But think about, you know, if you're going to go after a quarterback and you're only doing a couple of these sets, think about how he has to be better than this Josh Allen. That's if you are pre-ordering the game. If you're not pre-ordering Madden, you're not getting any of those legend, you know, or that, you know, that pre-order Josh Allen, then what I'm saying right now doesn't matter to you. Go get your day one quarterback. Go get your CJ Stroud. Go get your Will Levis. But if you're pre-ordering the game and you're going to be getting a free Josh Allen, just keep that in mind. You know, they most likely will not be better than Josh Allen, who has a really good, unique release as well. So keep that in mind. Levis, you know, could be good this year, but who knows how he'll translate. Okay, now this card has, I can't lie, some pretty wild potential. Just looking at his build, right? The dude's got 99 speed, 99 acceleration, and for whatever reason, when it comes to taller players in this promo, they've been cheating their speed a little bit. That's what they've been doing, but Julius Brent has not been cheated. The dude has 99 speed, 99 acceleration at 6'4", and you know, crazy stats basically across the board. Besides like press, really, but he's a slot archetype, so that I like slot archetype guys. 99. Oh damn, this card's crazy. Yeah, 99 COD. Also give him 80 hit power. And he'll be good in this year's game, and he'll even if his speed isn't that great next year, which I think it has crazy potential to be very good. Kind of like a Kyer Elam kind of situation here for Julius Brent, but you know, good 0 AP abilities here. But at 6'4", even if he's like 1 to 2 speed lower than whatever the top speed in the game is on day one, he's still 6'4", and finding a 6'4" cornerback day one's going to be a little bit hard. I mean, maybe not, because we're going to have Tariq Woolen and Sauce Gardner in the game, and they're going to get cards throughout the whole year now. You know, we have two current guys that are super tall and fast and good at, you know, they're gonna get good stats. So maybe it won't be that hard to find next year, but still, Julius Brent, I think he's one of the like easily like a top 3 option, honestly, for RPs. I would say Bijan's up there and Julius Brent are up there too. This card looks crazy, man. Not only again for this year, but next year, this card's gonna be a monster. And next man up, we have Brian Breezy or Brees. I don't know how you say his name. Brian Breezy. Oh, that's how definitely you say it. Brian Breezy. For the Saints. He actually did have a card already this year. That's probably why he got this, honestly. But, you know, he's 6'5", 300 pounds. Good speed, good acceleration. And we also do have a pretty good, you know, we have a pretty good idea of what this card could be next year. And looking at, you know, Jordan Davis and all these guys and how they translated. I would say, yeah, Breezy definitely had the best stats out of all these guys. But you see how they transferred. Jordan Davis was actually pretty good to start the year, just based off his size. I mean, the man was 340. It was a little bit different, but you know, picking a defensive tackle, there's a little bit of risk in that, because if they keep the same team captain system, usually we get some kind of defensive tackle that you're able to kind of put there. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like if you're doing a defensive tackle, you're probably, if you're doing this set, you're probably doing all of the RPs, or you have a Saints team. You know what I mean? It's probably like that. And I'll show you guys the abilities real quick. Hopefully he's able to get inside and outside both for 0, or just get inside and like, he does get inside stuff, and that's actually a pretty good setup. Inside stuff and like tackle supreme, that could be pretty good. Or like stonewall inside stuff, that's pretty good actually. For this year's game. And again, he's a run stopper archetype as well. More run stoppers, more of them. And next up is Jonathan Mingo. This card was cheated. There's simple as that. Hopefully his speed translates a little bit better. I could see him being not the Taquan Thornton of next year's game, but him being the Jalen Tolbert of next year's game. And that was a good sized receiver that was just cheated on speed and no one really used, unless you saw like an early game Dallas team, which is very rare. But yeah, you see right here are the stats. This card could be pretty solid, you know, on a Panthers team. If you're able to chem him up to 99 speed, sure, go for it. But outside of that, if he was like 6'4", maybe this year he's worth running. But at 6'2", probably not really worth running Mingo, and definitely a cheated card. I was hoping they might change the stats. They didn't. But it's going to be very interesting to see how this card translates, and definitely could be a non-factor next year. Definitely could. And yeah, I didn't show the abilities, so let's do that real quick. Here are Mingo's abilities for 0 AP. I should have showed those off. Honorary Lineman's actually pretty interesting on this card for free. Honorary and deep out might be the move on this card. Or like, yeah, you're able to run deep out route tech. So even good setups in this year's game, but you know, that 96 speed It definitely does hurt a little bit. And finally, last but not least, we have who honestly could be the best quarterback in Madden 23 right now, and that is CJ Stroud. First of all, he has the Slinger 1 release. With these stats, he's a righty. He's 6'3", so checks every single box. 99 juke, 99 carrying, it's all there. So for Madden 23, this card is, top 3, maybe top 1 quarterback in the game. And I don't know if the ultimate rookie is Bryce Young. I don't know how he's going to actually beat this card out in Madden 23. In Madden 24, Bryce Young will be better. And also, who knows if his release will translate over into Madden 24. I'd be very surprised if they give him Slinger 1 day 1. I would be very surprised. Look at Zach Wilson's card from Madden 22 to was it Madden 21 to Madden 22, I believe. It wasn't an RP, but his draft card had Slinger 1, and then his card the next year didn't get Slinger 1. So there's a chance that it does change from year to year, unless they make CJ Stroud like a career Slinger 1 guy. That'd be pretty interesting. Who knows? But for the abilities this year, obviously pretty nasty. And also keep in mind, will this card be better? When he translates over, will he be better than that Josh Allen? I don't know. It could be interesting. But especially if Bryce Young is the ultimate rookie, I'd be surprised if he's better than him in Madden 24. He definitely won't be. Maybe this year he'll be better than him in Madden 23, but in 24 when the cards transfer over, Bryce Young will just be better. Simple as that. And we're going to find out next week who that card is. Obviously, it's all speculation right now, but yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. What was today? The South RPs. Let me know who you're picking down below. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.